let's talk about the Help to Buy scheme. I am helping a lot of people, and not just first home buyers, at the moment with the Help to Buy scheme. And I know initially a lot of clients did not like the idea of going shares with the government, but it is a great solution for people who have potentially short-term borrowing capacity issues, or who just want to get into the market now and then take advantage of future growth. So what I thought I'd do is run you through some numbers so you can have a look. Now, these are all just numbers, just estimates, but definitely worth considering. So we're going to look at two people. Firstly, one person decided the Help to Buy scheme is not for them. They don't want to take part, and they're going to wait and keep saving until they can afford to get into the market. Let's assume that takes perhaps 10 years. Then we're looking at someone who does get on the Help to Buy scheme. So on the scheme, the government for an existing property will contribute up to 30% towards the purchase. It's 40% if it's a brand new property. So the maximum in Queensland is for $1 million purchase. So that means that the government, in this case, let's say, is contributing the full $300,000, and then the rest of the purchase costs, plus stamp duty, solicitor bills, etc., are coming from the client's deposit and the loan. So altogether, we have enough to make the purchase of $1 million in today's market. So then let's assume that the property prices increase. If we round it up to, in 10 years' time, it's now worth 1.1 mil. That's just over 7% increase over this 10 years. So then 1.1 mil, but remember, the government has a share in that. So their share of the equity has increased as well. So technically, this person has $70,000 worth of increase in that mil, and then the other 30 would go to the government. But there's also been repayments to the loan. So over 10 years, principal and interest payments paying down the loan will incrementally pay off part of that debt, which means after 10 years, this loan here has actually dropped to a balance of, let's say, $590,000. So that means they've also built equity, not just with the growth of the property, but with paying down the debt. And that equity, $700,000 minus $500,000 would be $110,000. So all up, this person who bought and 10 years on now has equity of about $180,000 sitting in this $1.1 million property. That other person who hasn't yet purchased the property, so the person at the very start who went, it's not for me, don't want to touch it, they now have to have a higher deposit and a higher borrowing power to get into the market because the property prices have moved. And they don't have this equity that they're sitting on. So I guess the key here is the Help to Buy scheme is not for everyone. Where I find it fits really well is for particular clients who know that in the future their income will be going up, so they can eventually pay the government out of their share and get them off the loan. But they can't quite get into the property market on their income at this stage, and they want to try and take advantage of where the property prices are at the moment. At the end of the day, before you make any decisions, I encourage you to speak to a broker who knows about the Help to Buy scheme, who can guide you through how it works, what your options are, and what the long-term plan is. My perfect plan, perfect world, is that you would buy the government out in increments until eventually you can take 100% of this equity growth and the government no longer has anything to do with your loan. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. But hopefully you found this video informative.